Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bucket Brigade
Mm.
podcast, the Bucket List. Uh, Today, we're going to be talking, or we're going to be continuing our talk about our Dungeons and Dragons campaign. In case if you don't know who we are, I am Angel. You can call me Pal. I am here with my co-host Wyatt, which you can call as No Name, and Theo, as you can call as the Viking Weeb. We have some videos with them. If you want to go check those out, you can. With that being said, gentlemen, how are you guys doing? And if you have anything to say before we start the episode,
I'm good, man. I'm chilling, just making, head chef number one here. Just a classic cheeseburger. Actually, it's just a burger. But let me tell you, man, that intro was crispy. I
Yeah,
got
it was crispy.
chills. I took a sip and I heard you that just hello. That was like a Markiplier level hello, everybody. And it just kind of turned me on a little. I'm not gonna lie.
um,
Anyways, how are you doing, Vic?
Ooh, me personally, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Off
I'm
rip?
here for a good time. Yo, what does he want off the rip? I didn't even look at his card.
A fucking big burger.
once we also, in case you guys haven't noticed, we have a game behind us, just so we can appeal a little bit more.
It's kind of like the thought process of having Minecraft going on in the background while you're watching TikToks.
Yeah, but we're playing it. It might as well just be a gaming video. But our main priority is to talk during this.
Big facts. Yep.
But
Put it on there. Uh,
as you can see, we're playing some Galaxy Burger. Which Galaxy Burger is just a cooking game. I thought it'd be very funny, simple, easy.
it's so nice. It's just a nice, relaxing game.
It's very cottage core.
Um,
Big facts.
in order to start us off, I what are your guys' song of the week?
Fuck! Alright, y'all go first. I gotta go look at Spotify.
LOL. I'm so glad you asked because me personally, I have one ready to go. Now, I believe I actually sent this over to you guys already
Yeah.
this week. And just so our viewers are tracking, we have been doing this for, I'd like to say, about maybe 4 or 5 months ish. I haven't had a repeat of a band until this one. And there's no rhyme or reason, but this song is just so aggressive. You want to hit a new PR? This is it. And that is Hellhole by Paleface Swiss. And I like it just because it's upset, it's angry. I haven't heard metal like this in such a long time, and it gives me the old vibe of metal mixed with a little bit of that new era. It's pretty cool.
Um, yeah. You've always somehow sent me every single like workout song I have added to my playlist. Uh, because it just you're right. The music that you sent usually helps me like just get in there like fucking no other. And just how
Yeah, it's enough slices.
yeah, you get what I'm saying. But
I do get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
my song in a week is Like Him by Tyler the Creator.
Ooh, good one.
And the only reason why was because initially I didn't think it was initially I didn't really understand the purpose of the song, or like what was the meaning behind it. And then that's when I found out that his mother actually hid his father away from him because of her own biased views.
Yeah.
And I love the song. I think it's great. I think it takes a lot for somebody to take accountability of their own actions. And the fact that she took accountability and it was made public, say speaks louder than words. That's why I really like the song. This go around.
Yo, I'm gonna fucking shoot you
Why do you need that?
because it's on the order.
Fucking see that. Okay, whatever.
It's like I don't see
Mine.
shit.
I switched it up last second. I'm not gonna lie. Mainly because I'm kind of also in that like my feels kind of vibe. It was gonna be something else, but I'll probably do that next week. I think I have 2 songs of the week that I kind of want to do. But right now, I'm gonna
Just do it
do
next episode.
Molly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. That's right. We are double recording. It's gonna be Molly by Lil Dicky.
Yo.
And honestly, man, when I'm feeling some type of way and just down, that is the song that I will always put on because the person that introduced it to me is just like one of those times where I'm just like, I want to just go for a drive at night, and this is just one of those songs I want. That is I don't like how you did that, but it makes a lot of sense.
I love Molly by Lil Dicky,
It's honestly such a vibe.
and especially
And then
go on. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, just like listening to that song in when you're in your feels, just hits.
I really love the music video because it's like right at the very beginning, it's portrayed that he's the one getting married, but then it does that perspective change and it switches, and it's just like, wow.
It's such a song that's so true too, where every time I listen to it, I'm like, I'm a goofball, but how many other goofballs are out there?
A lot.
I, I got 2 of them right here.
Who?
You guys,
Um,
y'all be some silly geese sometimes.
Don't call me that.
I prefer
Uh-huh.
goose. I'm a silly
Yeah.
goose.
That's right.
And also, our non-sponsor sponsoree, go check out Rain.
Shadow Legends.
Wyatt's drinking one. Me, however, I found something.
No,
Oh?
no.
You found Mountain Dew.
No, this is my favorite energy drink of all time.
I swear to
Wow.
God, you said it.
And
They're not gonna sponsor us now.
I still love Rain because this is only for a select group of people.
Uh-huh.
Not technically for a select group of people, but it was made. The people that tested this knew what they were doing and are some pretty intense people. In
Uh-huh.
case if you guys don't know, my favorite energy drink, which is rare to find, is Echelon.
Oh, actually.
In case if you don't know what this is energy drinks. These are energy drinks that are made out of peppers, and so it's spicy, and it's 300 milligrams of caffeine, and I love this
Oh,
energy
whoops.
drink. They already fucked up.
Yeah. Does every burger have to have ketchup?
No,
No.
it just he wants 2 of them, and I didn't see that he wanted 2 of them.
It happens a lot. But yeah, I got Yuzu Cayenne. I probably won't pop it open yet, but if you guys hear it throughout the episode, you know what I'm doing.
I'll ask you how you feel.
Yeah, for real.
He's shotgunning the motherfucker.
Yeah, because it also has beta adenine, and in case if you don't know what beta adenine is,
Oh.
it's the chemical that makes your skin kind of itch, in pre-workouts and so on.
And cocaine.
Yeah, and that.
You know, of course, it has capsaicin because, because of the peppers and stuff. And also, little fun fact: did you guys know that cold-blooded creatures aren't affected by capsaicin?
Huh.
What is that? What is it? I don't know what that is.
Capsaicin
Please.
is spice.
Oh,
That's actually low-key kind of cool.
that is jazzy. I like that. I like that a lot.
Fun
Could be
animal fun fact of the week.
100% wrong.
Oh, I actually just made it up.
But go on.
I forgot my fucking fan was on. Wait a second.
Well, Theo, go on. You were saying.
There we go. Wow, already, huh? Oh wait, never mind. That wasn't it. I thought that was it. I was like, damn, that was fast.
This is a mini Sprite. Just because I wanted to drink some Sprite.
Valid. But all right, I think it's time to get into today's episode, is it not?
You betcha.
You bet your sweet bippy.
You bibbly. All right. Well, no. I think you should take us where we left off and where we're going.
So where we left off was when my character Sindar, we have fries. Wow, this just got so much more complicated. Wow, you're really throwing us into the weeds here. Why are you putting patties on?
You might need some patties.
So anyways, yeah, my character ate was eating a motherfucker called Genghis Khan, if I recall. And I think that's where we left off. He disappeared after I went to eat him. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really remember where we went from there.
That's all right.
Do you know where we went from there?
Oh my goodness, guys. Come on.
No, I'm asking Theo because he has the notes.
He has to go look at his notes.
I do have them out already, to be fair. Let's see. So after Genghis Khan, looking here.
I don't think I was really active yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you tried to eat Genghis Khan, he kind of warped out of existence. You didn't really
Yup.
eat him.
Yep, he disappeared.
is-
We were all super upset. He's spaghetti.
Is that actually what happened with him?
Yeah. Yeah. He warped out of
For
existence.
now it is. We're gonna get into everything that happened in the background in the next episode because I'm either trying to get us to the end or near the
I think
end.
this will be the last one because we really don't have much more to do. And with that being said, the Nosferatu fight happened next.
Is it really that soon?
Yeah.
So
I mean, you guys do
okay.
a bunch of side quests, but I'm only doing main quest stuff.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We did do a bunch of side quests, but at this point, we kind of, I think this is when we started doing everyone's homeworld stuff, where we went.
Correct.
We just got done with mine. We did squishies. Sindar was wondering where the fuck Alucard was, and so Sindar kind of was like, "I'm gonna go off on my own," and look for Alucard himself, but he couldn't really get a pinpoint on where he was, so he was like, okay, can I get a read on where Nosferatu is? Because he's heard of him, he knows he's not the king, but the god of all vampires, he started it. And so
Right.
he was like, if he can't find Nosferatu, or if he can't find Alucard, he might be able to find him for him, or give him a hint or something like that. So this was when I was doing a lot of offline stuff with Vic. I was doing a lot of roll. It was back and forth over Snapchat on like what I wanted to do and what was going down. So the big thing that came out of this was Sindar was doing his thing essentially. He was looking for him, and it took him to this like rocky world where the main trade out of it was mining, if I
Yep.
recall.
It was mining. And there's a lot of really cool minerals and stuff there too. I try to make multiple types of ore, especially for our artificer to really get into.
Yeah.
I forgot we had an artificer.
Yeah, we had Hess, who did really well on making a bunch of just random stuff. And
Really did.
yeah, he was always hitting you up on the offline, kind of like how I was doing. And so essentially Sindar finds this planet and is like, I sense Nosferatu, possibly Alucard here. So I'm trying to like get information from the town about stuff, but nobody's really giving him a clear cut answer. And so he's kind of directed to this giant church looking object up in the upset into the mountain. And this is where he finds out a lot of I can't remember what the religion was. If it was Prigatume, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong.
Yeah, that was pretty good too, man.
Which are mainly like Arakakra, not exclusively, but mainly that. And so they were all in this church, and to blend in, Sindar also changed into an Arakakra. Now some people might be thinking, oh, but how does Sindar have like the wings and stuff like that? Well, Sindar throughout this process gained wings from being a Dathmir and was able to fly. And so he was able to shape change his wings as well and changed into an Arakakra, just kind of blending in with the general surrounding and making his way through the church, trying to figure out what's going on. Long story short, he went to the basement where he sensed Alucard, and he found him petrified in stone. And he really wasn't sure what to do with this because he's like, what, I don't know how to get him out of this. I can't just take him because in the room previous in the basement was a bunch of like high ranking nobles that were in like this meeting room almost. And so Alucard went back out into the meeting room trying to figure out which one was Nosferatu. And for to his knowledge, Nosferatu was residing inside of has his character's father, Kirkman's father. And
Which
so
got
he,
really emotional.
which
I
pa-
love
or
that.
which part?
Uh,
Like later on?
no. Just in general, knowing that knowledge was really emotional for him. I enjoyed how he RP'd that.
I enjoyed making my players cry. Heard it here first.
Heard it here first. Fuck it.
Uh, but yeah, so oh gosh, I don't know how to like tell it. Honestly, Sindar was a lot smugger than he should have been. Cause he was like, I can get out of here no matter when. And he probably should have. And in the end, it didn't go the way he wanted. There was a lot of like him trying to talk with Nosferatu to make a deal to get back Alucard because Sindar was dropped a little hint that Alucard knew where Seafull Taigomi was.
Yeah.
And so he was like, all right, if I can get Alucard back with him, I can help and get back Seafull and repair the family that I broke up when I was a child. And in his eyes, Sindar was done. He was going to stop adventuring. He was just going to go home with his dad and his brother and just call it quits. And that was going to be the end for my character. Like, that was his ending. That wasn't going to be like, all right, I'm not using this character anymore for the rest of the campaign. And so he continues trying to make a deal with Nosferatu, and it just doesn't work because Nosferatu said, you can either join me or I'm going to kill you and everyone you love. And essentially, it just didn't go as planned, and he was like, cool, you can try that. And try he did. And Sindar tried to fucking fight him. It had just turned into Nosferatu killing everybody at the table to show his power, and him turning
He
into his
really did
full.
do that.
Yeah, he really did. And I went to like, yeah, because he just showed off his power, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get close to him and act like I'm gonna bow down to him, and I stabbed him with the father's burial blades, which I couldn't tell had effect on him, but later found out it stopped him from being able to heal more frequently, or something like that.
Yep, that's it.
Uh,
Yeah, that fight was a great fight. I enjoyed it a lot. Um,
yeah, I was gonna say
I
to
feel
speed things.
like to speed things up, all I'll say is it was a 2-phase fight. It was meant to be a 3-phase fight, but it was stopped early. I'm gonna actually lay off. I'm gonna let No Name take over primarily on this because this was like his fight of fights.
Yeah, this was a lot of my main character syndrome kicking in here because so all of this is going down, right? Where I'm trying to make this deal, shit goes wrong, Sindar starts fighting a literal god on his own. And he hits his distress beacon. And as soon as that happened, we were in the basement. He hit the distress beacon. He set off all the traps in the room to try and attempt to hurt Nosferatu, nothing really working. So he hits the distress beacon for the Charybdis Ceres. And essentially he did we describe our ship last
I
game?
don't think I don't think we did. Let's get a quick replay of that ship real quick.
So essentially after we fought um Genghis Khan, we ended up getting a large ship for defeating the right-hand man of General Kai. And our ship was a giant 4 planet sized ship. So like think 40K size, but bigger on a grand scale. And we went for a very Japanese architecture where it's like the towers, kind of like that they have in the shrines. A lot of like that. And at the bottom of our ship was a giant squid, and the tentacles that it used to attack were extended to the front of the ship that were also used as a rail cannon, but could also be used to grab other ships. And that's probably the fastest rundown I could give of our ship, but also still trying to be accurate. Along with like we called it the Charybdis Ceres, which stands for like sea monster something else. But yeah, that's kind of what we named the ship and what we wanted. We all had our own rooms. We had multiple faction presences on the ship. We also had not a right hand. What is that called? The guy that's under the captain. I
First
can't think
mate?
of what. First mate. Yes, we had a first mate that handled basically everything. And so yeah, that's what we did. Or that's what we had. And so when I say that I hit the distress beacon, I hit a distress beacon on that ship to call for backup, essentially. And so while all that's going on, I'm also playing my other character, Solaire, feral tiefling. And I put in almost no input. I just said, hey, these were the options on our table that we were talking about the previous session. One of the options was, hey, we could go to Hess's homeworld because we kind of all went to everybody else's except for 11, but Angel was kind of being out at this time. We were like, hey, maybe we can go to Kirkman's. We also have a couple other side quests we can do. And that's all I said. Everybody voted on going to Kirkman's homeworld. Again, I had nothing to do with it. I even texted Vic on the side to be like, "Hey, do I'm not forcing this, right? Like I'm putting no input. I was given the good green light from Vic to be like, yeah, man, you didn't really push this because I'm not trying to give myself advantage. I'm trying to be as someone who doesn't know what's going on as possible. And we go to Kirkman's homeworld. We see like where Sindar is, and we're seeing like everything that's there. We saw Sindar's ship, and we thought that was fishy, but nobody really said anything about it, to my knowledge. Did we see the ship or did we not see the ship? I can't remember. But anyways, we get a little lore drop on Kirkman. His dad was a shitty dad, and his mom did everything she could to protect him from that. And he gets angelic weapon. Michael, if I'm not mistaken. Gabriel. I was close.
Yeah.
Gabriel, who was a shotgun that could transform into an angel. And
Wings.
yeah, with wings. And with that, we marched to the church, which again I didn't push. It just happened. And the distress beacon hasn't gone out yet, by the way. This is like all the stuff that's happening is like still going
It's
on
no
underneath.
ketchup, you fuck. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. So oopsie daisies. But yeah, so we're all like trying to get into the church, but no weapons are allowed in the church. So the edgelord himself walks up and goes, "Yo, I'm going into this church," and the Brigade was like, "No, you can't go in because our religion doesn't allow weapons in our place of worship." And he said, "My religion is weapons."
He really said, "My religion is weapons," knowing damn well he never actually prayed to a gun.
Yeah, never once showed any interest in that, but was just being a very Mandalore person. I don't knock him doing that. I knock him the way he went about it. Like, if he showed that this was something that recurred in the past, I would be like, okay, a little edgy, but he's done it. There's history of this. And the only reason my character was allowed in was because I was a fighter, a brawler. I was using my fists, and it had a lot of not legendary, but like items that boosted my unarmed strike.
Yeah.
So that I was doing massive damage. And so, essentially, long story short, we get into the church, and Sindar. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, Sindar before stabbing Nosferatu was given the greatest speech I want to say of all time. I remember the exact moment I was listening to it. I was on lunch and it was on a weekend, and I was sitting in at a food court, and I was listening to it with my AirPods on, and Theo was just dropping massive lore in the voice of Nosferatu, and he was saying, okay, what he dropped was that Seafull Taigomi is also Alucard, because Alucard was a Dathomir that got so bored with being a Dathomir that he is essentially did something to restart his entire life to be a child, and so he chose to be Rob Sylvain's child and grew up as Seafull and met young Sindar, and when he was in the cave, he was rescued by was it by Nosferatu, or did he just break out? I can't remember.
He just broke out. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
But essentially, he had his mind wiped by himself so that he could do this. But Seafull Taigomi was Alucard, and Alucard was Seafull Taigomi. They were one and the same person. And if I was going to save him, I either needed to stay in his place or kill him, essentially, or kill my family. There was like, and what stood in my mind was Theo asking me, "That is your choice," and I was like, "Fuck!" And I remember I got chills when that happened. I remember when I was eating Taco Bell too, so I was like, "Oh man, this isn't even the shits. This This is the speech that's hitting me. And so, yeah, it was just such a good speech. Like, this was... I don't want to, like, glaze him and be like, this was Brennan Lee Mulligan level, but, dude, it was such a good speech, and I just remember being like, fuck! This is real! But yeah. And at that moment, Sindar, after separating himself with Solaire, felt just pure malice and wrath. And feeling such a strong emotion, there had to be a moment of that Solaire felt it on a spiritual level of being connected to him. And so essentially, while we're making our way through the church, Solaire feels the pang of humongous anger directed from Sindar at the back of the church, and he immediately starts running and like flying actually. And as he bursts through the door, Sindar is making his way back up the stairs from the fight with Nosferatu, and the party's rejoined, and Thornton being like, oh, let me call for backup, because Sindar was scared. He was like, we need everybody we can get now. And Thornton was going to call for backup. But there was already the distress beacon that was hit, and backup was already on its way. Because I'm fucking smart. And so I essentially tell everybody, get ready to fight a god. And this fight... This is when Angel comes back to the fight. Angel literally... Oh, I think he joined mid-fight, if I recall. Like, he wasn't there for the beginning. He drop-potted.
Yeah, he did.
And joined in with...
So
yeah. He joined in with the dragon... what the fuck are they called? Drake Wardens. With the Drake Wardens.
which never used their powers. So upset about that.
You did this! What do you mean you're upset? You did this!
He never used the power.
Hold on. Oh yeah, that's right. Angel did never use those weapons ever again. Yeah, that is also true. Yeah, remember you got a musket and like a revolver that when fired, if it critted, 7 other apparitions of the Drake Wardens would come out and fire at the same time, all doing their own damage. Because you wanted your mantle to suck them in. So that...
About that.
We know. But, so essentially, the fight lasted. We took it back downstairs. And he immediately... He, as in Nosferatu, killed the Drake Wardens in a second. Literally sucked them dry of all their blood. But before Nosferatu could take the blood, Angel 11 used his mantle to suck the blood back and infuse it into these weapons that he never used. But it's funny, but he really pissed off Nosferatu doing that.
Yeah, he really did.
And so essentially we went toe to toe with a god for about 8 rounds until shit hit the fan of he was doing a lot. I think Squishy was down. Kirkman was almost going to be down. Yeah. Solaire was almost useless the entire fight. That's a raw patty you're putting on that burger. There you go. I saw that and I was like, that is outrageous.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
That is actually a lukewarm coffee pot.
It's not hot enough.
No. But yeah, so we almost got I can't remember what spell he was using, but we used up all our counter spells. We used up all of our like legendary abilities essentially. And we were at our wits' end fighting Nosferatu to the point where I just Sindar released restraint level 0 from if you've ever seen Hellsing or Hellsing Abridged, you know what I'm talking about. So essentially everything that Sindar absorbed was able to summon and everything that came out of his shadow was pouring out of him all at once, becoming this amalgamation, and then sucking back into himself as he just turned into a shadow, and just ripped the fibers from Nosferatu. Now, if you remember, I want to say I described this spell early on when talking about D&D, maybe in part 1 or 2, but if you remember, this spell means that I die immediately afterwards. There is no save, there is no revivify, no scroll of greater restoration, or anything that's going to bring me back. I am dead for sure. And so, with that being said, I killed Nosferatu, but I too also died. And I kind of gave a speech because Sindar also found out that the Prigatume were trying to resurrect Sol in the center of the galaxy, which was a prime god. He was going to be the new god that wiped the galaxy of all evil,
Yeah.
and that somehow he was connected to the Oni that was, I don't know if we mentioned the Oni, but there was an Oni that was running around and just fucking with us and just stealing gods left and right. And I kind of dropped that lore on everybody, and I give everyone the last memory of the first time we all met, and Sindar kind of disintegrated in front of everybody's eyes. I think Thornton cried, but like none of us could see it because he was wearing a
Because he was
helmet.
wearing his helmet, yeah.
Yeah.
Real
I'm
bummer.
also a little upset because that man was more upset with a captain that he knew for 2 weeks instead of a character that he knew for 2 years dying. But to each their own. I'm not here to place judgment. I'm just here to place where I was upset, and that upset me a little bit.
I didn't cry.
Just a,
I know
Yeah.
you didn't cry.
of course he did.
I cried. I told that man that he was nothing, and that he was returning to nothing, and I was nothing, and we will be nothing together. And yeah, Sindar died, and there was a big party because everybody wanted that motherfucker to die. No, it was a celebration of life. It was like the funeral from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that Yandu had. That's how I thought about how it happened or went down.
Yeah.
And then Ivana showed up. Drinks were had. Solaire thought he could take Ivana in a arm wrestling competition, and to be fair, he almost won. Keyword almost. And as he went to beat her, he lost. And Ivana, the deal was Ivana was gonna give Solaire something. I can't remember, but the other half was Ivana wanted his tail,
Oh, yeah.
and
did
she
that.
got it. Yeah, she did. And so, yeah. With the missing tail, Solaire went to bed depressed. And then woke up with Kirkman in bed. And another man, I
That's right.
think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was definitely another dude. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, yeah. We never talked about it. It never came back up again.
It never
For good
did.
reason.
So strange.
With that being said, what is the next key event after Sindar's death?
We had a lot of memorial stuff go on.
Yeah,
After
I was
that,
I was really working the shaft with how Sindar died, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my character's worth,
no, straight up.
and I did.
Yeah. I think the next thing that happened was. Let me see.
Because in my mind, the next thing that happened is the fight with Soul.
Well, that's the next significant event. Yes, I'm trying to.
I
Make
want to
sure
say there was a lot of
Well,
background stuff that happened, like, um, Theo gets married. No, that was before Sindar died. I want to say actually.
No,
No,
no, I don't think so. Oh wait,
because
nope. Yeah, he did. He did.
yeah, because I was gonna say I remember we did the multi-universe thing at your wedding, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that
there.
was pretty good. I know. I'm so
Oh,
mad you weren't
dude.
there, dude. You would have loved that shit, and we would have met for the first time. For real, for real. Imagine.
I love that.
Dude,
Okay, yeah, no, there was a lot of background stuff that was going on in this section, but a lot of the big parts were you had the fight with Draco Mallory.
yeah, because after Nosferatu, we collected a lot of things that were god level curses that we were like, hey, we can give this to Draco Mallory. And we found
God
out
level
that
curses corrupted him, and
yeah,
he was losing like humanity and shit.
what little he had left. And we killed him. We did it. It was sad to see him go. It was sad to watch it happen. But he, he kind of, trauma bonded us with our deepest fears. Solaire saw Sindar again and beat the shit out of him really quick, and then kind of was like, wow, this isn't really worth it, because Sindar was better than this.
Yeah.
And then was like, yeah, because I don't remember.
That is the one thing I do kind of remember.
What did 11 see?
Good question.
That is a good question. I remember hearing about this interaction, but I don't think I specifically like.
Retained it.
Yeah.
Fair.
We're all just trying to fucking build burgers out here, man.
I ain't even trying to do that. I'm just trying to think of what we all saw, and I can't think of anything other than mine. But anyways, it showed us our biggest fears.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, 11 was able to see inside himself. That was it. He saw like the original hunter. Because his character was a lot based off Bloodborne, so he was able to see like within himself, and like it scared him to see that he could in turn do the same exact thing, like the same failures. If I'm not mistaken.
But the next significant event after that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Again, all I'm coming to is like the soul fight. Is like we lose contact with General Kai soon after. Feels like
Is
I'm
it?
rushing it, but I swear
it?
I'm
Is it?
not.
No, that's pretty accurate.
Because we were trying to do something else, I want to say. But we... Oh, no! This is when we get the eggs. The egg of the martyr, like the egg of the champion, and the egg of the traitor. And, I tried to kill Thornton, because Thornton was being a little cocksmooch. And I don't remember why. I don't, but I just remember I was lawful evil, and I was like, if anybody goes to... Oh my god, hold on. I want to talk about the dude that was in the fucking the underground area on Kirkman's planet before we destroy it. Because... Or it wasn't even on Kirkman's planet. It was on another planet. And, Kirkman and, oh my... There's so much I missed! So... Really quick. We all go looking for a certain someone. I can't remember who, but Thornton brings his like entire army with him, and
It's the Red Oni. Y'all were trying to find the Red Oni.
that's right. Thank you. So we go fight. We're looking for the Red Oni, and we have our entire army with us, and we find one of the guys that was has his planet before it was blown up by us. We take full credit for that. I know we massacred an entire planet unintentionally, but now we did it completely intentional. Also, Seafull Taigomi is a thing now. Alucard turned into Seafull Taigomi and was brought back to the Charybdis, reunited with his father. And his father
Original
cried
father.
because he didn't want this son. That's right. He wanted me, the good son. No, I'm kidding. He was quite upset that he lost one of his sons, and
Yeah.
the other one was just a fucking tit.
Really was.
And it doesn't help that Hess kept trying to corrupt him. It was like, yeah,
He
no.
really was trying to.
And I'm
corrupt
like, dude, why not treat him like one of your fucking sons? All right, chill out. And so yeah, that was a thing. And the entire time, we're looking for the Red Oni. We have Thornton's army, the 501st. That's what he called them. And we're looking for this the Red Oni, and we find somebody else that was at Nosferatu's laboratory. And essentially, I didn't go down with Kirkman Hess to investigate this area. I went with somebody else, and they found this guy, and this guy was stabs Hess. Long story short, and since that happened, Thornton opened fired on this guy with like 6 other dudes, and Hess took it to his chest, but 2 bullets got by and winged the guy. It got really real. I'm gonna assume it wasn't all RP. I want to say this came from a place of essentially what happens is Kirkman got very upset that Phoenix shot this guy because he thought that Phoenix thought so low of him that he couldn't handle himself, and kind of goes off on the RP and starts yelling at Phoenix and being like, "We made up your position. We did X, Y, and Z for all this. Like, why the fuck would you do all that?" Not completely, uh, not completely out of pocket. There are some things that he said that was like, yeah, I understand why he said that. There are some other things that he did say that I'm like, God damn it, Theo. But there are some other things that were said that were like, ah, man, that's coming from that didn't feel like RP.
Yeah, it was.
But you know what? It happens sometimes at the table with friends that you've had for a while. Shit comes out. But all was fine. I hope nobody's feelings were hurt. But long story short, we all yelled at, or he yelled at him for something that I absolutely would have done too.
Yeah, 'cause weren't you the reason you avoided that area was because you most likely were to do something like.
Yeah. That was a little bit of meta of me to do. Because I knew if he did hurt Kirkman, I would have fucking killed him. I wouldn't have just shot him. I would have killed him.
Indeed.
And in D&D. In Minecraft. But yeah, my character was lawful evil. If anybody hurt my party, I would kill them.
Yeah.
And so essentially I wasn't there to see that, and nobody said anything about it. Kirkman came back and just said, "Oh yeah, Phoenix was being Phoenix," and we're like, "Oh, he's being a dumbass." Got it. And so Phoenix being in a vulnerable position, after we all were like, "Oh, we know where the Oni is. We're gonna go and get him." We all went after him, and Phoenix was visited by the good old fiend, fuckface himself, Malik,
Right.
and was like, "Yo,
I'll give you a gun that will kill a god
He really did. He hit you with it.
for like 80 years of your life.
and he was like,
Or €5
and he go,
for 350.
Jigsaw knew it's actually the Loch Ness Monster or something like that. However that South Park joke goes. But No, he says no to the deal at first, and then he goes,
How about your entire army? I'll take their souls.
No,
and he was
so
like,
that's the thing. He didn't ask for the army. He asked for what mattered most.
"Oh yeah, that's right." And we basically gaslighted him and saying that it was his army, praying to God that it wasn't us that would die.
But then you all took that personally, which was even funnier.
Yeah, we did. Because we're like, if one of us did die, we would be like, yo, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? And then if our entire army disappeared, we went, oh, yo, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? It was a lose-lose scenario for him, unless he said no, and then it's a win.
Right.
But to be fair, no, there is no to be fair. It was a lose-lose scenario for him because we knew he was gonna take the deal in some way. We just didn't know how, and we were afraid, but not naked. And so essentially, he meets back up with us. I think at this point we go to the Prigatume planet because that's where the Oni is, and we meet him there. And the Oni is fighting with, I want to say, a couple of angels.
He was. Well, okay.
Oh, dude,
First
I
off,
forgot.
he was
Yeah.
fighting just the one, and then 2 others showed up.
Also, at this time, Solaire's inhabited by a god, and his name is Demos, if I recall correctly.
Deimos.
Demos.
There you go.
Deimos.
My bad.
The mostest demo that you've ever done.
Essentially, this isn't our first run-in with angels. We had other run-ins, and Solaire was banished to another realm.
They did.
And if
run
you've ever read
into
Berserk, I was sent to the God Hand's throne. But they're not called the God Hand. Stay tuned to find out what the fuck that's about, because that's one of the questions I'm fucking asking.
It better be.
Because we never got any knowledge about them. I just was like, oh shit, I'm at the God Hand. But that's not what they're called. And I go, then what are they called? And I just was met with, I don't know. Look it up. And I'm like, my motherfucker doesn't read. You think he's gonna take the time to figure it out? But guess what he did? And guess what he was met with? No knowledge! So anyways, I had a god that inhabited me. And holy fuck. Y'all need to fucking chill. It's not that serious.
We're MLGing this shit right now.
So anyways. Moral of the story, the Angels was a fucking bitch. No, I'm kidding. That's me quoting Jack from Borderlands. Anyways, the Red Oni was indeed fighting an angel that turned into 2 other angels fighting him.
Okay.
And one of them being Michael?
Michael was one of them, yeah.
Michael was one of them. He was a hot shit from... He was king shit at Turd Mountain, allegedly.
He really was.
And we were like cracking our necks or being like, oh, we also got spells. I should mention.
Yeah,
I was given the spell Ashes to Ashes, which embodies my flame or body in flames, and every round it doubles the damage. It starts off at 16 and it doubles to basically 250. And Hess was given Dust to Dust, which turns any flame damage into a health pool, essentially.
Yep. But he couldn't act as it was just a health pool that he could basically...
That he had. Yeah, and so he had that, and then Squishy, Turner's character, was given a spell that I have no idea what the name is, because I don't think he ever said the name.
Nor did he write it down.
Mm-hmm. But essentially, it had the power to use that health pool to either give us temporary health points or to create we have coffee now? Oh my god. Is that an awfully hot coffee pot?
The drinks, first off, it's not coffee.
It's Nova Cola, dude.
My bad. So anyways. Yeah, he was given or he could take the health pool and create a creature with that health. And that is that. Those 3 spells, all used in turn. And so whenever Solaire would use Ashes to Ashes, he turned into an Infernal, essentially. Because I was going very much going for a Shinra Kusakabe from Fire Force kind of aspect. Because he had the crown from Remnant 2, and he was immune to fire damage. So part of the Ashes to Ashes would create an area of effect. So if you weren't immune to fire, you would also be taking this damage. But thankfully, half of my party was immune to damage. When I say
Whoever
half,
did
it's
that was
just
so
Hess.
nice. Yeah, it was really just.
It was just Hess. But essentially, we went to fight these two angels, and we're fucking them up. And then Thornton uses the one pistol that can kill any god. And to be fair, we fought the Oni before, and we made no progress.
Yeah,
And
the
so
Oni was ridiculous.
He did shoot the Oni. Now, would
Which
this...
good for him, you know?
No, because he was very ridiculed for it afterwards.
Yeah, he was. But good
And
for
so, yeah. To be fair, would it have worked on Soul? Probably not. I'm sure the DM would have gave him plot armor in some way, shape, or form.
Well, hey, fuck you, man.
Hey, man.
It's just
Am I
reality.
wrong?
It's just reality.
No, the gun wouldn't
Am I
have worked
wrong?
on Soul at all.
Yeah.
However, I will say this, and this is just like kind of like fun facts. The gun would have taken him into his next phase. You just would have had to shoot the correct thing, which would have been the plan.
No. I was gonna say it wouldn't have been the planet. I can tell you that. I can guarantee that. In crisp detail, this is what Thornton would have said if he stayed with our party. If we didn't try and kill him, he would have said, "My eyes would flare red."
But you can't see.
But you don't see it. And no, he wouldn't have said that. We would have said that. And we would have all said, "But we can't see it because you have a helmet on."
Right.
And then he goes, and then I shoot him. And guess what? One, he would have either missed, or two, he would have shot the thing that came out of the planet, which was the incorrect thing to shoot. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we kill the Oni. Right? We kill the Oni. And we find out, oh, it's all part of the grand plan. Well, fuck you, Michael. We killed him too. He was put into a box by Turner.
Yeah, he really was.
I don't know what that spell is called, but essentially, Hess and I entered the cube, and we just set him on fire, and I reached through Michael to hug Hess. And I turned... Yeah, it was pretty cinematic in my mind, how I just, like, reached through him and killing Michael. And then Solaire took the Oni's mask. So he had an Oni mask, which leveled up his strength to 30.
Yeah.
And it maxed it out. And with that being said, I think that's when we made our way back to the ship, and we couldn't make contact with Draco Mallory.
Yes.
And then after that, that's when we got the eggs. And then I don't know how that's when I found out about the fucking deal with which is hilarious in the long run to find out that Phoenix made a deal with Malik, and I told him I would shun him to the rest of time, and I will never acknowledge his existence. That was going to be the extent, but then he got upset, reasonably, and then tried to say, fuck me for that. And then essentially a fight started, and I would have killed him if Turner didn't stop me with a wall of force, which is the dumbest fucking spell known to man.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Because he was like, I can move this wherever I want. And I was like, that's a load of bullshit. Let me kill this man. Oh, also, I was at 1 HP, by the way. I was swinging on this man, fucking him up initially. And then he was like, I swing on you too. And I said, fucking try me, pussy. I said, look at me. Do I look like I'm gonna stop right now? Again, 1 HP. And, misses me every time. And then, so I just keep swinging on him. And, I'm fucking him up. I think I almost killed him until the Wall of Force came in. And then we pretty much said, get the fuck out of here. You're not a part of our party anymore. Because I told I asked Kirkman, I said, did he just hurt our party? And he was like, yeah, he did. And I went, and that's when I went to go kill him. That's when I said, I fucking kill him. Guilty. I'll fucking do it again. And so I went to kill him. That's when I was stopped. And we're like, he's banished. We banish him from the ship. And we also take this time to be like, hey, we're about to go fight a god. Last time we did this, a lot of people died. We understand if you want to leave, now is your time to leave. But if you do leave, never come back. And
Didn't.
And nobody did. It was just him. And it really was a moment where, like, good riddance to bad rubbish. And then we realized immediately, no, scratch that. I realized this is why I tried to kill him. Because I knew the fucking DM was going to spin some shit against us. And I told Squishy, I was like, you should have let me fucking kill him. Because that's going to bite us in the ass. And when it does, I'm going to tell you it's your fault. And I told you so. And what happens when that motherfucker got on his ship? He was met with the fucking sea elf. The motherfucker that stole the Bethlet. The motherfucker that was plotting against our party.
From day 1.5.
From day 2. And yeah. And he was like, looks like you could use some help. Fuck you, sea elf. Motherfucker that I was told his name, but I forgot immediately because he was an insignificant
Alistair
peon.
Nova.
Well, fuck Alistair.
He was a cool
And the horse he rode in on.
Wow.
And so, anyways, yeah, he joins Alistair Nova on his crusade. And canonically, I can say this. This is the last time we ever see Phoenix.
Yeah.
With that being said, we go to fight Soul now. That is
In which we're going to save for the next episode of the book.
We could. I'm saying we could finish it. We
I'll
went 30 minutes over last time.
I'll let you guys decide that.
I think we could finish it this episode, and then we do questions about this the campaign next episode.
You know what? I am down for that, but I probably won't be able to focus on this at all because I have to open up all my.
Hey man, that's fine because then I will take your spot in doing that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And so, okay, all right. I'm not gonna try and rush through this, but I know there's like maybe 3 key events that happen. So, anyways, we get to the planet where Soul's at, and we immediately realize shit's going wrong. There's a ship in front of us. It's Ivana's ship. Ivana's ship implodes essentially. It's being torn apart by the gravitational pull of the center of the universe.
Oh, but keep in mind, you were also trying to get the Yellow King. So remember, you were trying to get the last god. That way you could fight Soul with all the old gods.
Yes, I had them all, correct?
You had them all except for the Yellow King, which you were looking for, which everyone came to that center Purgatume planet to assist with.
Oh, okay.
So basically, that's where the fight with the Red Oni happened. You gained all the gods.
That's right. Yeah, I gained all the gods. Because we were basically told we couldn't fight Soul unless we had the power of the old 6 or 7. I can't remember how many. But Solaire was given the power to absorb the gods like the Oni did. And so he had like all the gods, almost like the meta from Red versus Blue. He had all these gods at his disposal. And as soon as we got close to the planet, we realized, oh shit, our ship's about to bust. Kind of like how Ivana's just did. We need to abandon ship immediately. And we did. We all abandoned ship. We went to land on the planet. People made it. People died. A lot of main characters died, but a lot of NPCs still made it.
Like
essentially, yeah,
who was a nobody.
Literally somehow made it to.
I don't know why Hess had
specifically
a
said him.
Yeah, but I
But yeah, we tried to make sure that Hess's kids were safe and out of the action. And we walk into this boss fight with Kirkman, Solaire, Squishy, 11, Fart Buckle, um, fucking Alar, Ivana. Did I already say Ivana? Rosora. I want to say she was there too.
She was.
And we had one more. I want to say we had one more. I could be wrong. Did I say Farbuckle? Yeah, but Farbuckle. Yeah, we rolled up to Seoul with the most ragtag squad, and we were feeling pretty confident with like 8 people, right? And one person with 6 or 7 gods inside of him. And we quickly realized it was not a time to be confident. Because every time we fought Soul, either nothing happened or we would punch the planet and another soul would appear in front of us.
So then they were pretty dead set on hitting just the planet.
Yeah, so like 18 of these motherfuckers come out of the ground, right? And right when we think we're making no progress, he kind of just sends us to the future saying, hey man, you either kneel to me now or I am going to send you to the future and figure it out from there, buddy. And at the last minute, like while that's all happening, he kind of also drops, hey, thanks for delivering my son. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Alar was actually Soul's son, Nova. And so as he's transforming into Nova, Soul sends us through this portal. And we're in the future. Approximately 10,000 years in the future.
Yeah, approximately, not exactly, but it kind of was. So.
It kind of was exactly. So anyways, what do a group of guys that just lost literally everything do? We just start fighting shit, to be fair. I think we fought like some alley people right away, just to be like...
Y'all really did.
Yeah, we really just started picking fights, which makes sense in my eyes. We just lost everything, so we're like, get the fuck out of my way, and we just started beating the shit out of people. And then we went into a bar. And there was a
bank. Don't forget the bank.
No, that was after the bar though.
Right,
because we went to the bar and we met
some fucking
a kobold that claimed he was a god, a fire god, because I'm a god.
Yeah, and they were all just kids, just having fun, right? Right?
It wasn't even kids. It was we were sent here to kill what the fuck, Malik, because we knew he was a thing. We were sent to the future to kill Malik. I don't know. I forgot if we were told that or if like we figured that out. And so we were like, hey, we need to go kill an infernal demon, which is an oxymoron because that's not a thing. It was you're either an infernal or a demon. And so we were like, both. Yeah, he was both. And so we were like, okay, we gotta go kill Malik. And so the fucking kobold was like, yes, we have a meeting for demons here. And we're like, cool, we can figure out where Malik is. And so we kind of end up killing the occupants of the bar the first night, just cause we're really in like big evil vibes. Because I think I set fire to the entire establishment with ashes to ashes, but everybody's immune. That's in our party, and so is the kobold. But then I set everybody else on fire, and then they all died.
Which was a wicked fucking scene because how I imagined it, you lit fire to the entire bar. And because it was a bar, everything just burned a lot faster.
Yeah, because all the alcohol.
And meanwhile, I made this kobold. My inspiration for him was, what's that one dude's name from
Garcia.
Ice Age, the Meltdown?
Oh.
The fucking weasel with the eye patch. I based him off that.
Oh my god.
But I mixed him with the squirrel from Hoodwinked.
Wow. Holy fuck.
So he was just non-stop, but
Nita
like
Bite.
kind of cool.
Wow, that fucking threw me for a loop. Didn't see that coming, but yeah, man. This was like a chaotic. Like there was no evil or evil, good or neutral. It was just chaotic chaos. Cobalt.
Yeah, he was on site with just about whatever, but he did have his own little agenda. But he didn't really give a
Yeah.
fuck.
And so essentially he told us that there was a resistance against Soul. And we're like, cool, let's do it. Let's go find whoever's in charge of that. And we can help them help us. And then, so like the next day, we're like, all right, let's first find out where Malik is through the demon organization. And then let's go find the resistance. And then we find out the demons were just a bunch of fucking grown ass men pretending to be demons.
Yeah. That's...
So we killed them. We just massacred them, to be fair.
Yeah.
Kind of like we did the night prior with everybody, and we just killed them because we were just super upset. And we're like, fuck it, this was a dead end. Let's go figure out how to get, like, kill Malik and go with the resistance. And we're like, and like the fucking Cobalt's like, I have a ship. We can use it. And we're like, well, let's not do this with like no money. So let's go figure out what we got to do. And the DM was like, well, there's a bank. And I said, oh no, you didn't even see that. I said, yo, is there a bank we can rob?
Straight up told me, yeah, you know what?
We're like, let's just rob a fucking bank. And you know what? That's exactly what we did. We rolled up to the bank, blasted a hole in the front, through the front into the vault. Hess and Turner looted the vault. I think 11 was in charge of keeping the crowd control, and then I was just out front, literally destroying and killing any cop that came close. Like, I flew up into the sky. Have you ever seen Infamous Second Son?
Hell yeah.
I imagine when he goes up and then drops down onto the cop car. That's exactly what I imagine Solaire doing. Dropping a fist down onto the cop car, exploding the cop car, setting fire to the police inside of the cop. Nothing against police, but we're in a very traumatized state of mind this week. We literally lost everything that we knew. Also, fun fact, we had a couple hours to Google shit on a computer. We found out that Phoenix, the guy that literally left our party, was sacrificed for the Behlet. So he died.
Yeah.
Gordon, if you're watching, that's kind of what happens to your vehicle, man. Or not your vehicle, what the fuck? Your character.
Vehicle's gone.
Yeah, your character dies. He gets sacrificed. So if you're wondering,
more to that, which I will answer.
Yeah, that is another question I have. So yeah, that's essentially what happens. And that's the gist of what we look up. Like, there's really nothing else that's super important. I want to say that comes out of that. So anyways, we rob the bank. We get a shit ton of money. For what reason, you may ask? Long run, there is no reason. We don't even keep it with us. We just take it back to the resistance. And we find out the person running the resistance is Kirkman's son. I don't remember his name.
Wow.
The Predator. But not the sexual kind. It's not any better if I say child, because he was a child when we knew him, so he's not a child predator. What the fuck's his name? Mytholith? Is that his name?
That was the wife.
Oh, fuck. No. I don't know the son's name. So anyways, his son's the one running the thing, and he basically becomes like the God Emperor from Warhammer. And he's like stuck on a chair. And essentially the Cobalt's like, yes, I know how you kill Soul. You gotta become a god. And we're like, how the fuck do we become a god? And he's like, you have to sacrifice the most important thing to you. And then you gotta drink the blood of a dragon. And we're like, wow, that is super specific. But essentially, we kind of have that talk with Kirkman's son, and he says the same thing. He says, yes, that is what you have to do. And he said, but you're the most important thing to me. Like, kind of like Arthur Morgan. And
No, you will not take her from me.
You will not take her from me. And so Kirkman kills his son. He stabs him. He kills him dead. And
Very emotional as well.
another emotional moment.
Emotion.
And so, yeah, that happens. And then Squishy's also like, well, shit, if we're doing this, we're doing this. So he sacrifices something. I can't remember how, but he becomes a god.
Oh, his purification spell. It purifies him of lycanthropy.
That's
And
right.
He was already capable of being a god, so he just was able to manifest it. Versus
then the
rest of
closest-
you didn't have the capability yet. Like,
Yeah.
Squishy had already lost everything. That's what made him ready. I
Yeah.
guess you could say.
It was pretty much
Yeah,
a
'cause that was-
Thor thing.
Yeah, and that was also a thing. We looked up what happened to his race, and they were wiped out completely because they loved their godmother too much, and they would not secede to Soul, so Soul killed them.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he purified, he became a god, and essentially, what are you doing with that? Stop trying to deep fry a burger. So essentially, no, you can't deep fry the ketchup.
Leave it up.
So he also purified 11, and 11 became a god.
Became the god of
And so-
not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
God of, I hope I can do this.
Yeah, and so essentially, Kirkman and I are like, well, all right, we got to make up some ground here. And so the most important thing to Solaire was probably the teaching he had to how to control his anger. Because before, he had a lot of stress points that he had to add in and minus. And conducting that, he,
We did it.
yeah. So he sacrificed all the teachings from Miyamoto, the monkey underneath the Moyomito, the guy who taught him how to deal with all that, and he also sacrificed the ring that Ivana gave him after the arm wrestling competition, because it was such a long arm wrestling competition. He was also the only woman that Solaire ever loved. And then during the fight with Soul sent her away or something like that. We don't know what happened to her. We just know she disappeared mid-fight.
Yeah.
And so Solaire sacrificed knowing who she was and the teaching. So essentially he had to take all of his levels out of Monk, and I put him into Paladin.
Like a
And
ball.
so during this time, there was a long rest of, essentially we were gearing up to go fight Malik. We had a ship at our disposal, and we could make anything we wanted. So Solaire, oh my god, I'm stuttering.
Solaire.
Solaire went to the what the fuck was it? The forge, and crafted his own weapon. Out of pure heat and hatred, he just mashed metal with metal to make this weapon,
Yeah.
and just created an amalgamation. Also, all of his skin went pale, and because the heat, and the mask fused to his face, and essentially looked like Shinra. Shinra's,
Kusakami.
well, not him specifically, but I think the Infernal that's completely gray. That's essentially what I made him look like. And so that happened. And then we're like, all right, we went with the Kobold to go and meet with his sister, the Time Dragon, that would transport us to help fight Malik. And we did so. Minor stuff happened. We fought a suit of armor, but we found the Time Dragon, and essentially she told us that I was Malik, and I was like, well, that can't be right. Long story short, Malik
He
was
Malik.
Malik was Solaire's father.
Yeah.
And Solaire, hating Malik for what he was, didn't want to be a part of him at that time. And was like, kill me. I don't give a fuck. Also, I should mention my sword was like 500 tons. So nobody could lift it, essentially. And it had 3 forms. And I only knew what the first form was. And so I was like, kill me. We'll kill Malik. And then we can move on and go kill. And you guys can move on and go kill Soul. Kirkman didn't like that. I don't think 11 cared, but he also was like, I'm gonna side with Kirkman here, and he kind of took away the sword so that I couldn't kill myself. And long story short, it was the Kobold's plan to kill me because he also didn't like Malik for reasons. And so
Well, just to be fair, he was aware you were who, and he wasn't going to kill you unless for some reason you were like, I don't know, exuberating Malik tendencies, so to speak.
well, let me
And
tell you,
it
man.
started to seem like it.
Oh, well, let me tell you, it really hurt, like, starts doing that when you start trying to kill my party members. Because he turns into his dragon form, and he was like, listen, if you're not going to kill him, I will. And then pretty much started fighting my party, and I went, well, that's not how that works. Because he gives me a bunch of, like, all this, like, dragon power. And I resist it. And I like, channel my energy from the sword into me to fight the dragon. And I do like 300 damage in one hit. Well, in a series of hits, because I unlocked the second form of my weapon, and it stacks damage. And essentially, if I get a nat 20 at any point, I gain another action. And obvious the thing to do was attack. So I ended up doing like 4 attacks, all hitting, all doubling, and I do like 300 damage. And then it was Angel's turn. Immediately, no, my bad. It was the dragon's turn after that, and then Angel, being the Giga Chad he is, was like, "Oh, is his turn over yet?" And he was like, "What? No." Well, I'm gonna use my reaction, and we killed him in 2 turns, not even, because Angel
He didn't have a
killed
lot of
his.
health.
He did, until, and I think I either did half damage or at least a third of it. And then Angel, with his reaction, did the other 2/3.
Yeah.
Because he massacred him. And then
We say
he kept saying no quarter. And so in the end, we're like,
know
hey,
what
we
the
don't
fuck
have
that
to kill
meant.
him. Yeah, none of us knew what that meant. So we had to Google it. Which means we're dying here. There is no end. It's until one of us dies.
Yeah.
And so we could have had a chance to spare him, but all we were really like, Angel hit him with the no quarter. It kills him.
The man was saying it all throughout the fight, man.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
the guy.
man was not a man of his word.
And I'm a man of my word, Batman.
And he wanted to bitch out.
A lot,
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, and so we kill him. We all drink the blood because we're like, hey, this is what we have to do, right, to become a god, and such. And then we had, this was probably glass 7 of Vic drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
And
oh my goodness, I was litty.
he was feeling it then. Listen, you know how weird a campaign gets when you're about 9 glasses deep. We weren't there yet.
And I made
But
it to
essentially-
13 that night.
Yeah. So that happened, and then we were gonna go to Squishy's planet to figure out what happened to him. And then this was about glass 9. Vic talking to us was like, all right, yeah, well, we can end it here and we'll pick up next time, and then we'll go to Squishy's planet. And then 11 and Turner left. And then immediately after they left, surprise appearance by Rob Sylvain shows up after everybody apparently goes to bed. except for Hess and I. And we get another fantastic speech from Theo, 9 glass Theo, I should be specific, and tells us, don't go to Squishy's planet. Go and kill Soul right now. That's the
Straight
gist
up.
of it. And he opens up a portal. And we're like, I guess we're not going to Squishy's planet. And so yeah, we go to Squishy's planet. No, I'm kidding. We next session we all we're like, all right, we're going through the portal, and then Turner's like, I thought we were going to my planet, and we are like, yeah, we did too, but 10 glass Theos opened up a portal to go fight Soul right now, so we're gonna have to go and do that, and we just kind of tell Squishy, why are there 3 fucking cash registers? Jesus.
I'll take it or leave it.
Yeah, we kind of told
We'll save this for.
Yeah, we kind of tell Squishy, hey man, we're gonna fucking fight Soul right now, and if we kill him, we're fine. Your family's gonna be spared, we promise. And so we go to fight Soul. I'm not gonna get super detailed. I just want to say that a lot of shit went our way. We summoned
really did.
3 legendary orcs, 3 great orcs.
Great orc.
One of them being Ivana. They came to help us out. Alar did his best to help us out. We really just kind of were periodically fucking up Soul while also being fucked up. And in the end, all of us got one last attack off. And to set the tone, all of us had a ×8 multiplier because of Alar.
Yeah.
To
So he basically multiplies everybody's shit.
by 8. And then this is when I unlock my 3rd form, which doubles the damage of any attack, I want to say.
Yep.
And then my damage is already being doubled because it stacks. And I really don't want to exaggerate here.
Hit him with the real number.
In the end, we all hit him, right? And I hit Soul for 2,238,878,720 damage.
It's wicked.
Yeah, that man was dead to rights. And so we kill Soul with the power of friendship.
Yeah.
No, we beat that motherfucker's ass. I think canonically we said that I punched him into the air, and then Kirkman suplexed him. And when he got suplexed, I grabbed his feet and over the head smashed him into the ground again. And then everybody else beat his ass, and then I just like broke his will.
I broke the bat's back.
Yeah. Yo, honestly, actually, if fucking does the Raider execution from For Honor, picks him up, and then drops him onto his fucking knee.
He was not ready.
Stop. Stop. Because I will.
Life today.
Yo, can we stream it?
Later, maybe.
Perhaps.
But yeah, that's kind of the end of the campaign. We all go off to be our own gods. Soul Lair.
Well, let me specify here. So in the fight, because this was the final, and I did want to say it was difficult just for the technicality. The map was constantly changing. Soul had 3 phases. And I basically made each phase, he became more immune/resistant to other things. So the fight was difficult. The good news is you guys were passing. I shouldn't even say passing. You guys were doing what you needed to do without realizing you were doing what you needed to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because I want to say there was another turn where I had crazy damage. And I was like, he's dead, right? Like, he's dead to rights. But it was only him going from his 2nd phase to his 3rd phase. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. That's when we started to lose hope. I want to say is we're like we might be cooked. Our goose might be cooked. But yeah, everybody became gods. Everybody had their own area to rule in the end. It was a happily ever after kind of ending. There was peace for the next 10,000 years.
And then we get to Wyatt's campaign.
Yeah. Not really confident in that first session, I'm going to be honest. But
I really liked it.
I'm glad somebody did.
Awesome.
I'm not saying that I didn't, but I'm just... Yeah. But yeah, that is the entirety of the Bucket Brigade campaign. And on that note, thank you everybody for being a part of this journey.
It was really
it was awesome to tell this story. I know I did a lot of the yapping.
I
mainly
wanted you to
because-
because you had the final fights probably the best memorized, and plus a lot of the events that occurred that we were like touching on, you did a lot of like you were very heavily involved in the story of it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a fantastic campaign. Got me through a lot. But yeah. Next episode, guys, keep an eye out. We're going to be asking questions about things that we didn't know about the campaign, things that were going on in the background, that progressed that we didn't know about, shit that we never got the chance to know about because we would just kill people instead of ask questions.
Yeah, we got a lot of those, and I'm very excited. But no, I think that's about it. I think we're good.
With that being said, yeah, guys, keep it real. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Y'all can wrap it up.
With that being said, thank you everyone for joining us once again for the Dungeon and Dragons campaign talk about whatever. We hope you enjoyed. If you didn't like this, we have other content that you might find enjoyable. Go check us out. Go check out the Viking Weed stuff as well. But with that being said, we'll catch you in the next episode right after this.